Hello everyone. During the Chinese New Year, we are lucky to have a good chance to invite the worldwide surgeon Dr. Anthony Yeung to our show. Hi, Dr. Yeung, talk to something with our audience.
I feel very privileged to have Tina asking to interview me, and I feel very proud to be her friend.
Dr. Yeung is one of my best friends.
I want to take care of people. And most people come to me because they have pain. So I said, you will never die of pain, but if I can relieve your pain, it won't last indefinitely. Eventually, you're going to have something else done. So I've done my studies in the last 30 years. I found out that when I treat people for pain, I get them better anywhere from 5 to 20 years, but everybody's different. So I focus on the pain generator. Personalized pain care is the term that I coined.
I think the most important part is you developed the Young's developed system. That is in 1997, right?
Yeah, I was told that I should not use my name because when I use my name, all the people who learn, they don't want to say, oh, I do the Yeung procedure, because they say, well, where is he? Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I will go there. So it makes people not too happy about using a name, but I did it anyway because if I had to describe my concept, it would take me like 2 or 3 sentences. If I say the yes procedure, then those who know me knows what I'm talking about. So that's why I call it Yeung Endoscopic Spine Surgery. Make it short. Otherwise, I have to spend all my time trying to explain my theory.
Yeah, that's. I think I know all the spine doctors from the whole world. They come to your place to study these technicals. You also develop instrument just used for the surgery.
Yes, but right now, what I developed 30 years ago, there's a lot more that people have developed. So mine is already 30 years old, but I started, but I no longer sell that because
your guys pretty much is like a foundation. Even the people they develop the new instrument is the basic your foundation. They create something
similar
else.
For China, who developed gunpowder? Chinese, right?
Right.
And who developed traditional medicine with herbs? Chinese. What are they made out of? Plants. And where do you get medicine from? From plants. And so all the chemistry, all the drugs that we use are based on plants.
Yeah, exactly.
Traditional medicine.
But we use the words develop. It means that's something used to, it doesn't exist. But when you practice, you found something new, you create it. But from like my age person create something new, that is the key point. Special, I know all Asian doctors, Asian people, they work hard, but creation is one of the important key, I think, for all career. How do you challenge the old style, the surgeons, or create something new? This part, is it very important in your career?
Well, I'll try to summarize in one word: hard work. And the human brain has been developing for a long time. You don't have to have high education to develop your brain, but it's up to the individual who has an idea that use their brain. I mean, even back hundreds and thousands of years, it's a philosophy, it's a technique, it's a procedure that, for instance, the sailors in the old days, they know where to go because they look at the North Star and they know which way is north and they follow that. They're in the middle of the ocean, it's all black. But somebody thought about that. Then as an art, you have Michelangelo and Dutch masters, that becomes the art. So it's a combination art, philosophy, and technique. If you put all three together, now you have a concept that's going to help people worldwide. And it doesn't matter if you were born hundreds of years ago or now, it's still the same human brain that has evolved.
I think I know one of the very, for me, I think impressive words. You say you use your knowledge to create wealth. Then I actually see how you use your knowledge to in your career parts. Do you want to talk about a little bit?
Because my background, my father was a banker. My father was a very well-known person in China. And he graduated from Sun Yat-sen University, and he was KMT, and he was at the height of his career. He was an athlete. He swam for China Olympics. My mother was a broadcaster during World War II. So I want to learn about history of Chinese. So because when you gave me that book, Oracle Bones, I knew you were very high-end because that's exactly the same way I think.
Thank you. But I'm very surprised after I give you the book, you read right away and give me some of the feedback. That's for me it's a very honor. I feel.
But I think you have more background than I do. I was just a 7-year-old kid when I came from China. Okay, but I wasn't one of those people who are peasants. My father was very high-end, my mother was high-end, and so we came over, but I had to turn it around in one generation, and that's because of the freedom we have in the United States so that we can benefit from our hard work. So it's hard work, it's art, it's philosophy.
You just mentioned you came to United States when you was 7 years old, and but when I have a friendship with you, I found out you had the top Americans' technical skills, but you also use Chinese philosophy to lead your life. You said, hey, you pick the best one in the whole world.
I credit my father, number one, for teaching me how to make money, and my mother by her leading by example, how she wants me to turn, what she said, turn it around in one generation. So I feel sad that I lost my Chinese, because when I was here, I could speak nothing but Chinese. But then she spoke only English to me, because she says, your kids are going to have to be able to achieve in the United States. You can't do that without learning the Western way, learning
because
capitalism,
the environment,
learning how to make money. And the difference I have with that and Chinese philosophy, they believe intellectual is important. They spend all the time with calligraphy. And then the businessmen that make money are the lowest of the totem pole, because they create nothing. They take something that somebody made and they make money out of it. But then they found out that if you don't have money, you can't do what you want to do. So you have to combine power and money and technique and philosophy, those 4 things. So very early, I figured out that's what we had to do to make it in this country.
Yeah, that is, I think it's have a very important experience for the new immigration when they from China here. I think the one part is they all work hard, but how to mix 4 of important elements together you just mentioned, I think important.
The only difference was people come here, work hard, they make money, they have grocery store, they have restaurants, they work hard, they educate their kids, but they become middle managers at the top. I want to be not just my own boss, but I want to be boss of the white guys. And if they don't know about that, it's better. I have more advantage, right? What they don't know and I know, I have the advantage.
But the most important thing is when you come over here, but the competition is everywhere, right? But especially when you reach some of the level, it's like when you meet the middle class or maybe higher than middle class, the competition will be more. Then how can you just earned all your stuff at the end? How did
Number
you
one,
plan your role?
Hard work.
Okay, hard work.
Because your brain is the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
But you only use maybe 10 or 20% of your brain. But if you know how to maximize the use of your brain, then you take your environment. And I took the United States because I came from China. And I decided that with this country, only several hundred years old, to get ahead, you have to be everything. And then you have to compete against the people that's living in this country.
Right.
And so I decided very early on, mostly not until high school, then I realized by working hard, I will benefit. And it's hard work. But instead of just work hard in restaurants and grocery stores, I want to work hard in being the best at what I do. And so with my children and my grandchildren, I say, do what you like, do what you love. It's not like work, but strive to be number one in what you do. And so I use that to guide me. And fortunately, my son Chris is like that. My daughter Kimberly's like that. All my grandchildren are like that. But one day I'm going to have a trust fund baby who's going to be different. He said, look at all my family, all this money, I'm going to just play around. So I handle that by saying, I'll take care of your health care, I'll take care of your education, but after that, don't expect anything more. If I have more, I either give it away or, I will match what you bring. So that's my philosophy for my own family. I want to take care of my parents, my family, my children, and my grandchildren. 4 generations. That's all you need to do. You can't survive more than 4 generations, right?
Dr. Yang, when you just mentioned for me like a 4 generation, how you manage the whole family, it's a very traditional Chinese way to take care of the family, take care of their parents, their grandson, and the 4th generation.
So you can't survive more than 4 generations. If you're lucky, you have 4, right?
Yeah.
So I'm lucky. I know my grandparents, I know my parents, I know my own family, I know my children, and so actually I bridged 5 generations. I feel very lucky. Most people don't have that type of survival to be able to bridge 5 generations.
Right. You just told us like you have two children. One, they both are doctor too. So I know all the Asian family right now, they want to become the doctor. They also want their children to become the doctor. When you experience like education system in America, especially like medical school, what kind of students they are focused? What kind of quality for the medical students? If you want to choose one of the students,
I don't want my children just to be doctors. The reason is, if you're a good doctor, it depends on who's willing to pay you. Okay, and in the United States, everyone thinks, oh, if you have MD degree, it's worth $100,000. And so if you make more than that, it's too much. But I don't want to have a limit, but I also want to not take advantage of people. I don't want to be somebody like a Ponzi scheme, take people's money and make money and rob people of their wealth, right? So I chose medicine because I wanted to give back to the people with what knowledge I have. But my children, if they don't want to be doctors, I'm not unhappy about that. I want them to do what they want. It so happened that some of them want to be medicine, some want to be veterinarians, some want to be entrepreneurs, some want to do maybe banking, but it all depends on whether you can accumulate enough personal wealth and family wealth that you don't have to worry about making money. But right now with medicine, that is the most difficult place because everyone is trying to control the payer. And so my philosophy is, if you think I'm the best, I'll take care of you. I can do it for free. I can do it for a certain amount. I take insurance. But for sure, if you pay me a certain amount of money over what insurance pays, and you think I'm worth it, then I can take care of you.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do it for free.
Yeah.
Because I think they need it. Other times I say, what do you do? And Tina says, I do dance. I say, okay, you teach my daughters how to dance, then I'll take care of you by doing what I need to do.
Yeah, that's you are maybe the only one that doctor I met. You say, I will guarantee take care of you. If I cannot let you feel better, then I will return all the money you gave to me. This is the only one doctor can very confident to say that word.
It took me 30 years for confidence. And you know what keeps me busy? One word, gratitude. The patients that are gratified because I was their doctor, I'll get it back in return. Even if they don't have insurance, they send me their family, the other people, and so I will, with the time that I have, I'll take care of whoever needs my services. But fortunately, because of that, I have enough people that are willing to pay me above insurance,
right,
that I set priorities.
Yeah, because they think your service is deserve so much money. Yeah, insurance pay you, but I will appreciate you did for me.
Let's say you have cancer and I have a cure.
Yeah.
They say, I need it, but it's experimental drug and have to get FDA approved. So now there are people that says, if you have cancer, you're going to die anyway. Why not let them try this experimental drug without all this regulation? And I work with the Goldwater Institute, who wants personal freedom.
Oh,
so it's a kind of philosophy, but everything has to do with being successful financially, that you can afford to do that.
Right.
So you can't. You have to depend on enough people wanting you to be their doctor.
Exactly. Your service, the quality is the number one. That's the key, right? But did you have any experience? Just you already met the patient. They have some other reason cause the we call this spine issues. They cause the pain issue. Right. Then you really have to return the money to them. Did you have this kind of story? We would like to hear.
If you don't make money the number one goal, but you're successful, you don't need the money, right? You have the gratitude of your patient.
Yeah, right. But you still need the money because you have to survive.
I know, but I have more than
to survive. Yeah, you need. Yeah.
So that's why I like you. I can flirt with you and see how I'm joking with you all the time. I like to joke.
The key part is I would like to hear did you have met any challenge in a career? It's like, okay, you already guarantee the patient if my care maybe in a short time period didn't have any infection, then you have to return the money. Have this kind of story? We would like to hear.
What drives me are the people who are against me. So I know I'm better than them. I said, you know what? I'll just wait, and eventually, because I work harder and I achieve more, but you have to realize there's a lot of jealousies. And so especially other spine surgeons, other people who I compete against, in the very beginning, the first 10 years, they were against me. They were trying everything they do to say, I don't know what I'm doing, including the chairman at Mayo Clinic and the medical director of Industrial State Comp Fund, and one high-end doctor from Barrow's Neurologic Institute. They came out after me because they didn't think I knew what I was doing. And now they all shut up because I would say, if you make me mad, I will sue you, and then I will hire a better lawyer than you have. Okay, so, and it was like, but you have martial arts? He said, don't mess with me, because I know the 1-inch punch, and you won't know where it's coming from, but I'll take you out. Okay.
Dr. Yang, even you say you help your children choose anything they are interested, and you encourage them be the number one, no matter any area they choose. But I think in the Asian family, still have a lot of parents hope their children become a doctor. So if you think become a doctor, what kind of quality, personality they need to become an excellent doctor?
Well, see, I'm trying not to emphasize being a doctor.
Okay.
I have one granddaughter. She's into fashion, just like my wife.
Okay.
but she will make a lousy doctor. She likes jewelry. She likes clothes. She likes fashion. And if she likes that, as long as she's very good in doing it. Fortunately, she can like it because I'm her husband, and she says, I need this, I need that. Okay, as long as
she can choose whatever she wants.
As long as she doesn't spend more than I make, right?
No, she spend more than you make. You encourage you make more.
Well,
that's the key
before
part.
I retired, I could do that. Now that I retired, I don't make any more.
Right now you still can use your experience writing books. Maybe you still can make more money. That's possible.
I don't need to make any more. I want to turn everything
because
over
she
to my
spend
son.
More.
I want to turn everything over to, my daughter and my son, my grandchildren.
Right.
Okay? But I also have philosophy. If my wife spends everything I have, they have to take care of me. Because you always take care of your parents, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm set. See, my son's successful, my daughter's successful. My son has his own family, so I want to let him thrive. My daughter is the one that's always worried about her father.
You are alumni of the New Mexico Medical University. How do you support your university?
I treat them just like my children. I say I take care of enough, and I figured $2.5 million is enough. At that time, I was the biggest single donor to the university. And if they come back and say, we want more money, I said, I got you started. Now you got to help yourself. So I don't need a building with my name on it, okay? Because when I die, somebody else gives you another, they're going to change the name of the building. So it's very short term, right? You see that happening all over. So I do the same thing with the same philosophy. I gave back to the university and they gave me some award, and it feels good. But when I'm dead, it could be somebody else who's going to give the same hour. And then the building, they can change the name of the building. You see that happen all the time.
The name tag is not important for you, but help them to start to set up a goal. That's one of the goal. You help them, right?
I realize it makes you feel good when you're still alive, or maybe one more generation. But you can see what's happening in the United States only several hundred years ago. Right. They're changing the name of schools, they're changing the name of buildings, they're changing the name of airports. Because after a while, nobody knows who Anthony Young is, right? So everyone has to stand on their own 2 feet, including my university. And I look at it this way. I gave them enough money that they can achieve, but they just can't keep coming back for more and more because they have to earn it themselves.
Exactly, like I say, you have to stand by yourself. I can, at the beginning, I can support you, but if I support you, you didn't develop by yourself, then it doesn't.
That's only one aspect.
Deserve your help.
But look what's happening with China and Russia. Japan. Japan used to be, you fear them, for conquering, but then since we conquered Japan, now they become an ally, right?
Right. I think from this part, I still would like to go back to another topic about the competition. You talk about when you start your career, first 10 years, or other peer, no matter from which angle they think, but they against you. But you use your work to prove what you are doing.
Yeah.
Then keep learning.
Because I'm Chinese. What is the longest lasting dynasty? That doesn't last. How many? Couple hundred years at the most, right?
Right.
And then somebody else takes over.
Exactly.
You look at the animal world. The Lion King. You're the lion. and you're the strongest, you get all these
You will
female
get
lines.
weak,
But somebody stronger and bigger than you take you out. Boom.
Yeah.
Right? So you just have to be, nothing lasts forever, okay? And nobody lives forever. But with science, you can live longer and longer. But after a certain age, maybe 90, 100, the quality of life is not there anymore.
But from your personality, I can feel you always want to, in your field, you always want to be the strongest person there. But just like you say, right now maybe you are the strongest person. But after a few years, you definitely have a downturn. Somebody's catch up.
Going to be stronger than me.
Yeah, catch up you. Then you have to find a different way to go back again. Just go.
No, but you say you. I'm retired. I depend on my son and my daughter and my grandkids. They're going to carry on my legacy.
Right.
So right now, let's say I live to 100. My son lives to 100. My grandkids live to 100. But after 300 or 400 years, the dynasty is gone. Because sooner or later, you're going to have a relative that is not going to want to work because they say, oh, I just wait until, so-and-so die and I have all this money to spend. Right? Trust fund babies. I know. I'm not going to fund trust fund babies. Right?
Yeah, I understand. This is why I say, right now, you are retired, but in your 30 years career time period, do you have any, except the beginning 10 years, I know you told us everybody against you.
In 10 years, people were trying to attack me, right?
Yeah,
so
take you down.
I just sit back, but if you really get me mad, I'll come after you. But, I'm not there to try to kill somebody or punish them, but I would show them teach them that they were wrong. And within 10 or 20 years, they realize they're wrong.
They're wrong, yeah. But when the people against you, during that time, did you argue with them or something, or you just focus on what you are doing? How did you get through that time period when the people always say, no, you are wrong or something? How do you deal with it?
I deal with it by just getting better. And then if they really make me mad, I'll go after them. But they realize, hey, don't get Dr. Yeung mad, because if he goes after you, he has the money, he has the power, he has the influence, and they all back down. Right?
Before we do interview, I listened a lot of your speech online, and I found some of the numbers. It's very impressive. You did 10,000 surgeries and less than 1% conflicts. And your success rate will be 87 to 90%. The number just very impressive, because my mom is, I grew up in the hospital too, so because my mom is working in the hospital, the number is very impressive. But I have a question is, behind this impressive number, do you have any memory about any surgeries you go to the difficult way to go through? I would like to have one of a specific example.
Okay. The ones that people operate on, if they have a complication, I would say, I would try to find out what went wrong. And the thing that went wrong is you cannot see all the anatomy. Like you operate for pain, and there are things, the nerves that cause pain, sympathetic nerves, vertical nerves, anomalous anatomy, because let's say you have a heart, sometimes the heart is on the wrong side. Or you have an aneurysm.
Right.
If you have a thoracic aneurysm, you don't know what's wrong, and when it ruptures, you just die. Abdominal, you have stomach pain, then you do some studies. So medicine is always evolving, but we can never last forever. But everybody wants to be immortal, but it's not worth it to live that long because your quality of life is going to go
Exactly,
down.
right.
Your body has to wear out.
Yeah.
But your brain even wears out. But usually your brain is the last to wear out as long as you keep blood going to the brain. So it goes down to basics. And circulation, neuropathy, all that is coming out. But still, the answer is going to be in the future. But nobody's going to live forever, and nobody should want to live forever.
Right.
Every time I have a complication, I want to find out, what did I do? Could I have done different? And it's because when I focus on the cause of the pain, I can't see everything.
Right.
Because even with a microscope, with the endoscope, you have electron microscope. You have to have special imaging. Then you see that there's nerves in the area. But I look at inflammation. Without inflammation, you don't have pain, you have numbness.
Right.
So I've taken it to the point where I emphasize focal nerves, anomalous anatomy, abnormal anatomy, and it's still evolving. So I learned the most from my complication.
Oh.
So I focus on, I had this complication, why? And I try to find the answer. And some of the answers you find in the literature is because I identify the pain generator. Whatever causes pain, it's pain. I'm not even worried about numbness or the other stuff because it changes. And then also focus on the brain and the body, the muscles and the bone. Okay, you have to have strong bones, strong muscles, strong brain. But the brain is the last part that dies. You want to have blood flow to the brain so you can still stay active. And there's a lot of theories about, hey, maybe we can preserve the brain and transfer what you have in the brain. And this movie called Avatar, it's about all these people, and they have kids and they have tails, but the brain, they transfer the memory from the brain to other
generation. Yeah.
That's all
That's
speculation, but is probably never going to happen.
Do you think is it a chance to happen that way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's beyond me.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're only using probably about 20% of your brain.
Yeah, still.
A lot of ways, long ways to go.
Right. If the human beings 100% the brain start working, maybe.
Then you would look like one big brain, no hands and legs.
It's just the head. You don't need to have others. That's fun. Then after you told me, I just found out wherever any conflicts show up, you get something new from.
Yeah. But here in the United States, if somebody didn't get what they want to sue you. So I've had people try to sue me. In fact, when I was developing my procedure the first 10 years, I had about 5 or 6 lawsuits. I lost one of them because this guy, Dr. Dickman from Barrels, says Dr. Yeung doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm a neurosurgeon, I'm from Barrels. I said, Dr. Dickman, you don't know anything. And the head of Mayo Clinic wrote me a letter. Hey, I saw this article about you. You can't do what you do because I do that. I said, well, I want you to watch me. And if you keep saying that, I'll sue you. Otherwise, just stop it. So he stopped it. And I guess he sort of apologized later on, about 5 years later. Oh, I think, I understand now. But he told me, and I let him go. But if he kept attacking me, I would go after him. So if I only sued 2 people, one from Barrels and one who's the medical director of an insurance company. And I settled for that. If I was smart, he had $1 million coverage. I would have sued him for at least $500,000, and I settled for $100,000.
You are very good. Even other doctor, they have a different opinion with you. You still very be confident yourself. You didn't care.
Well, I'll give you an example. all the Chinese doctors who are herbal doctors and acupuncture, they say, I can do this, I can do that. I said, I don't need it, but I know you can't do me any harm. If you take care of my pain, that's fine. I'm okay with it.
Right.
So I have tried acupuncture, and it does give you relief, but it doesn't last. It only lasts 1 or 2 weeks. Mine lasts 5 to 20 to 10 to 20 years, depending on the person. And if you treat them when they're 90, they're going to be dead by 100. So you don't have to last 10 years.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I read one part your article. You challenge your soft theories because you say away from the fusion doctor. You was the fusion doctor before, right? That is your challenge.
I know how to do fusion, but I want to stage it. In other words, I'll take care of your pain, and when the pain comes back, then I say, okay, now you need stabilization, dynamic or fusion. And if you fuse, the fusion techniques in 20 years is going to be much better than the fusion techniques 10 years before or 20 years before.
Right, yeah.
Okay? And those that do fusion, most of them, they put the patient asleep. And then so when they're asleep, you can do things, but then when they don't come out the way you think, you have no idea because you haven't talked to them when they're operating. And so
you can talk to them
my
what they
benefit
feel.
is I can talk to them when I'm operating.
Right. I think I know a lot of the Chinese doctors, they come from China to here. They maybe have to face the same situation. They have to do a competition for all the local doctors. Do you have any words for it?
There are Chinese doctors in China, in Taiwan, in all of Southeast Asia, okay? And each one has a different environment of where they're doing their practice.
Right.
So the only advice I have is try to do the best that you can, but you can never solve all the problems. In the future, there are going to be answers that I don't have yet. And if you have an open-ended question, I can say, I can only tell you what I know now, but in 5 or 10 years, things will change, okay? So what I am interested in, you decided you want to interview me because you had questions yourself.
Right.
The questions you have may change in 5 or 10 years, and I don't know the answer because I'm here now. But at another 20 years, I'll be dead. I'm already over 80, you see?
Yeah, even you give me the answer, it's
for now.
Yeah, it's for now.
Future.
It's not for the future. Yeah.
And Chinese doctors everywhere in the world, it depends on where they're practicing. China is different, Taiwan's different, Philippines different, Thailand is different. But Chinese are Chinese, and that's where we have an advantage. We have 5,000 years of history with Chinese all over. I'm Han Chinese. We started the Silk Road. We connected Asia with Europe, right?
Yeah.
So if I study being a Han Chinese, I said, hey, you know what?
Then you can read all the history.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very lucky today you have time to share your experience for us. I still have a lot of questions because I know you are the treasure in our community. I will make appointment right now. I will come back again. We have to say bye today. I hope Dr. Yang will have another chance. We'll come back to have a more discuss with us.
Well, Tina, I'm very happy that you have enough curiosity that you want to ask me these questions. I don't have all the answers, but in 5 years I may have more to share with you. But by that time, you should interview my son.
Yeah, I will do.
Because he's taking over my spot.
Thank you.